Our correspondent Niyi Omoniyi now joins me live from Ondo State for more on this. Hello Niyi, what updates do you have for us following this primary?
Hi Darshan, thank you for having me. So here today at around 11 a.m., a five-man committee, appeal committee set up by the National Working Committee of the party arrived at Akure, the state capital of Ondo State, and of course they needed to announce their presence. They called a press briefing. We were there, and they were briefing us on petitions, if they have been received, what they will do, how many days they will stay for. They say they will be here till tomorrow. The committee is headed by the former governor of Bauchi State, Governor Mohammed Abubakar. And he mentioned that they will be here till tomorrow. While when they leave to submit any petition they receive during that period, the secretary will remain in Ondo State to pick up any other petition that might come in. And just while they were speaking, 3 petitions came in. The first petition was from Omoba Okunjimi, who is calling for the total cancellation and disbandment of the primary elections committee. Now, he has raised concerns even before now, not so openly, but of course he has raised concerns about how electoral materials didn't get to the right word, and of course elections were not conducted. Let me just quickly put you through the particular local government where these aspirants came out from. He came out from Irele local government, and according to the returning officer, Solomon Alemide, the total number of registered voters in his local government was 3,304. And out of that, he had just 50 votes. And the returning officer stated clearly during the plenary that there was no incident, an election took place. But now him coming out to say no election took place in his word, although he didn't come into he didn't come to the appeal committee by himself. He sent someone to deliver the letter. Of course, the appeal committee acknowledged the letter and gave a certified copy to the member representing him. The other person, the other aspirant who also came with a petition, not physically, was Wale Akinterewa. These are his concerns, saying that there were no electoral materials, just similar with that of Omoba. There were no electoral materials, and of course, election didn't hold. We know that Wale Akinterewa was not in Ondo State even during the primary election because he's currently being detained by the AFCC in an ongoing investigation of his tenure as the Commissioner of Finance in the defunct Akeredolu administration. But that has not stopped him from airing his view and, of course, submitting a petition to the appeal committee, asking them that, praying them to cancel the last election and of course conduct another. Now this particular aspirant is from the Ileoluji local government, and the total number of accredited voters from his local government was 3,097. From that 3,097, he had just 494. And the returning officer during the announcement said there was no incident, an election took place. There's a reason why I'm reading the comments of the returning officers during the collation, so that you can see if we can look at it if we are on the same page or something is really fishy, and they are calling to the integrity of the returning officers. Because if the returning officers are saying voting took place, counting took place, the exercise was conducted, then he is coming out to say these exercises didn't happen, no electorate voted, then of course he needs evidence to back up all these things. And the last person on the list was Benga Edema. Benga Edema has been open even during on the election day, has been open as to his dissatisfaction about how the election was conducted. In fact, he said in his petition that the election was riddled with irregularities that run foul of the constitution, the Nigerian constitution, and not just the party constitution. Now, he's from Ilaje local government, same local government as the governor. The number of accredited voters in his local government was 7,213, and he polled 230 votes out of that number, while the incumbent governor, His Excellency, polled over 2,000 votes. Although the returning officer mentioned that election didn't hold in one of the wards at at the local government, and he also mentioned that in that particular local government, a serving commissioner under this current government and another person were kidnapped during the process of this election, although they were able to secure their release due to the intervention of the DSS and naval officers and even security agencies. Now, these are the 3 people who have submitted their petition so far to the 5-man appeal committee today. The committee has acknowledged receiving the petition, and they said they will get back to them. Of course, they're not the one who will get back to them. They need to take these petitions to Abuja and submit it. That's what I have for you from Ondo State.
All right, now, Niyi, now, just before we let you go, despite all these, allegations and accusations, Aidatiwa has been declared the flag bearer, for the state. Now, do you see those who are appealing the result of the primary getting any form of justice?
Well, as I said, and I used to say, this is party politics. The truth is, it's not an interpolitics whereby an opposition party is fighting or is talking else with another party. This is a party issue. This is party politics. And at the end of the day, some things are that you won't be able to discuss. Some things are that they will just settle within themselves. I do remember even during the primary election, few minutes after the election was over, there were a lot of aspirants coming out to say, oh, there are so many irregularities in this election. The election was not proper. It was not fair. It was not this. But just few hours later, we didn't hear anything from them. Very few of the aspirants were the one who spoke up and said this election needs to be reconducted. So we really can't place it right now as to which aspirant is going to get justice or not. It's party politics, but they've gone through the right process, which is legal according to the constitution of the National Working Committee of the party. They've submitted a petition to the appeal committee, and the petition will be submitted to the National Working Committee. Then, if they need to do anything, I'm sure the party will communicate with them. But we've seen from inception and previous cases before now that all these things just end up with, oh, for the greater good of the party, and they just move on, because I really do not see how they are going to overturn. Now, this is me just speaking. I really do not see how they might overturn the flag bearer and the candidacy of the incumbent. When the appeal court, the former governor of Bauchi State was asked that if they do find that this election was fraudulent, will they cancel it and will they withdraw the ticket from the current flag bearer? Noting that this has never happened before. He mentioned, they said, there is always a first for everything. So let's take these words like that. But I can't tell you for now that they will get justice or not. At the end of the day, it's party politics, Joshua.
All right, well, thank you so much, Niyi Omoniyi, for giving us an update on this.